Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking vlog. So I've done many Godzilla vlogs. In fact, I recently did one about how I would write Godzilla as a character and as a franchise. And today I want to talk about a specific movie and the idea I have for it. And I think it's a really good idea, to be completely honest. For a new Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla, I don't have a fancy title picked out for it, but I do have a good idea. So in the last video I said if I wrote a MechaGodzilla, it would be a human-made MechaGodzilla, which is rad. I think the best MechaGodzillas are the human-made ones, and I'm not just saying that because Kiryu is best MechaGodzilla. You know, the show MechaGodzilla I think is actually a terrifying force, and I'm not the biggest fan of Heisei MechaGodzilla, to be completely honest. But Kiryu's always been my favorite. So, if I was gonna do a Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla movie, or even fan video, what would the story be? Well, as I said, I would want MechaGodzilla to be human-made, something made to fight Godzilla. And I've already done a video on an idea I have for a MechaGodzilla solo film. You can check that out also in my vlog playlist. However, this would be one where he fights Godzilla. But thinking back to Kiryu for a second, he was easily the most interesting MechaGodzilla. I mean, sure, the first two, iterations of Showa MechaGodzilla, they were just robots that were piloted and took orders. Sure, it had kind of an unsophisticated AI that would allow it to make some battle decisions on the fly and stuff, but it was still given commands and orders and etc. And then the Heisei MechaGodzilla is just a straight-up piloted robot. Like, there's really nothing special or interesting about it at all. And then Kiryu literally had a soul and would go berserk. And I really liked that aspect. It made MechaGodzilla more interesting, just as a character. In fact, it made him an actual character. So let's face it, Heisei MechaGodzilla is not a character. It's a tool. It's no more a character than really just a maser tank, if you really think about it. So I would have a MechaGodzilla created to fight Godzilla. They're fighting. MechaGodzilla is kicking his ass. MechaGodzilla is kicking Godzilla's ass. And right before he gets close to finishing off Godzilla, he stops in his tracks. Something is wrong. And it turns out, and there would have been hints of this group existing earlier in the film because setup is key, but it turns out a kaiju rights group has actually taken control of Kiryu, or not Kiryu, MechaGodzilla, sorry, this is based on Kiryu, has taken control of MechaGodzilla because they think all kaiju should just be allowed to live, even if, it's going to end up destroying humanity. And this whole movie could be a commentary on radicalization, because let's face it, radicalization is a huge problem in our world today. So it would be a very topical movie. But they would take control of MechaGodzilla, and it would stop in its tracks. Godzilla would retreat to the ocean, the heel. And then they would send MechaGodzilla on a rampage to destroy the JDSF, or whatever it's called, JDF. I don't know. And I think that's a really good setup. Eventually it could be defeated. Of course, probably by Godzilla. Godzilla could kind of be beating it at the beginning of the fight because the hacktivists don't want to fight Godzilla. But then eventually there's an AI that maybe Japan programs for it, and they're able to upload it through the hacker's firewall. Hacktivist, I'm in 80s movies. But they get it into MechaGodzilla, and he, of course, resumes his programming but with a fancy, sophisticated AI. And does defeat Godzilla, I think. Doesn't kill him. You could have him defeated by Godzilla and then rebuilt in a later movie, but I think an ending more like Godzilla against MechaGodzilla or something, or like Tokyo SOS. I don't know, because I don't want Godzilla to really be defeated per se. Maybe beaten, not killed. And I also want an excuse for MechaGodzilla to look different in the next film. There's Naughty Cat. Hey, Naughty Cat. But this film, I don't think MechaGodzilla or Godzilla should be destroyed. Obviously, I don't think Godzilla should be destroyed in a film with MechaGodzilla. Even though it would be a nice triumphant thing for Japan, because they did defeat Godzilla in Tokyo SOS, seemingly permanently, but sort of not really. And then, of course, MechaGodzilla could go on to be in the solo film that I've already vlogged about, where he fights an entire island of monsters. Because, I mean, why use him to only fight Godzilla, am I right? So that's how I would write a new Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla movie. In a way where MechaGodzilla is a true threat to Godzilla, because he always has been one of Godzilla's most powerful foes in any incarnation. And of course, we just need it. You know, MechaGodzilla is one of the big five. We need a MechaGodzilla. I don't think he or Godzilla should have a definitive victory so that they can both be used pretty much any way you want to use them in future films. I think a MechaGodzilla with an AI is very interesting because it can think on its own. I think that a MechaGodzilla that turns and destroys and they have to figure out how to fix the problem is very interesting. I mostly just want Kiryu back, honestly. So, Kiryu would be the biggest inspiration for my MechaGodzilla. And I mean, the other two MechaGodzillas were inspirations for Kiryu, because he attacks the city, like this one, has a bit of a consciousness thing going on, like this one, but also built by humans, made to fight Godzilla to save the planet, like the Heisei one. So, past versions of MechaGodzilla influencing the next version is nothing new. And I am intentionally not talking about the anime MechaGodzilla, by the way. Who had the potential to be the strongest MechaGodzilla, then they reduced him to a head in a city, which is BS. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next time we will be talking about how I would write a different Toku franchise. That's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.